About how you came to be a student with us and where you are heading now.
Okay. In 2014, I had actually heard about Manna University from my mentor, Joe Adams, who was actually a grad student at the time. And so because of our relationship being a mentor, discipleship relationship, Joe had mentioned to me that I should check out Manna University, which was called Grace College of Divinity at the time. Also because of some of the things that I was sharing with him about what I felt God was calling me to do and leading me to pursue for the rest of my life. And so I checked it out, became a student in the spring of 2015, and now I get to head into something that actually started as a conversation in the wintertime of 2020, where I approached Dr. Crowther, our president, and he had mentioned to us, me, my wife, that we were moving into talking about a vision that he's had for a while, but a vision that was basically centered around this idea of creating Bible training centers that would be planted, one in every state in the United States and one in every country around the globe, so that local leaders could get local training, so that local impact and beyond could happen. And so in 2021, we decided, along with the agreement of Dr. Crowther, that we would now be able to be a part of that vision and are now the directors of Manna University in Newport News, Virginia, which will launch the fall of 2021. Yes, very excited.
What was your idea of your calling when you first became a student here, and has that changed any since being a student with us and graduating?
So my idea of calling definitely shifted once I became a student here at Manna University. Before I had come in, I had done an internship where they were really driving into us that we're world changers. We're meant to change the world. We got to do these big, awesome things. And so my calling and my, I guess, any inkling of calling, they never really called it that I had in mind before becoming a student here. I just knew it had to be big. I knew it had to be awesome. I knew it had to be world changing, and this was just who I was now. And so I came in though thinking that my calling practically would just look like then just being a pastor of a local church, wherever that may be. And then when I transitioned to Fayetteville, North Carolina again and got plugged into Manna Church, that just looked like, oh, well, maybe I'll just be a site pastor at one of our locations here in the Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area. But it was when I started my class called Destiny and Calling, where not just practically the way I thought about calling changed, but my whole ideology of it did. So first tackling the ideology, I think what Dr. Crowther helped me see from a biblical perspective on this whole idea of calling was that my positional calling is priority, but it's not primary in my life. That, yeah, it should still be something that I am constantly seeking the Lord about and be passionate about as He continues to unveil it and show me what that looks like, but it's not the primary calling in my life as a follower of Jesus. That first, my call is to continue to grow and become and know what it means to be a son, and to continually deepen my roots in my relationship with God, because in turn, then that will actually give me power and the ability to continue to uncover and actually accomplish whatever positional calling that He's given me different gifts and different plans and purposes for. And so that would be the biggest shifts in calling that I think Manna University helped me begin to understand. And now I practically just work from that place and that new definition of calling.
How do you think Manna U has empowered you for this next step in your calling?
Manna University has definitely empowered myself and I believe my wife, Emily, for this new next step we're going into in Virginia by simply helping me get the tools, not just to learn how to lead good Bible studies and have good theology, but actually have the tools that I can put into application on how to actually be a leader who's effective and moves people toward real change. Because my time at Manna University, I was given different courses on practical ministry and the leadership, not just of others, but in my own life, that I think is fundamental for any leader to begin to understand and to begin to implement into their own lives. And so I think Manna University has given me all those different tools that I can now pull out of the belt and say, all right, I remember learning in this class, now I'm here in the actual working field, and now let's see how this really works. And I think, yeah, I've had that advantage that maybe some other leaders who are just as passionate and trying to be in the game of bringing life change into people's lives. I think I have an advantage of having some of those tools that maybe they weren't given because of their experiences wherever they learned. So maybe if you're like me and you feel something brewing inside of your gut and you can't shake it and you don't know what to do next, because we still are in such an uncertain time that we live in the world today, and you're just on the fence of, should I go to Bible college? Should I get ministry training? Let me just help answer that question for you. Yes, and I think you should highly consider Manna University, because they don't just focus in on the important things of Bible and theology. Yes, that's good and it's important and we need to have that in our lives, but it's a holistic learning experience that I think will truly prepare you to be an effective leader and ministry person who is trying to exact change in the lives of people around you and even beyond just the immediate reach that you have. So come to Manna University, don't miss out on your opportunity, and let's change the world together.
Good.
Boom!